We're recording now. Okay, now that means I can slide this back and forth. Woohoo, so fun. It should have an overhang. Now, you want to be able to be very precise on how you build this because that's how you make sure everything fits together. Okay, so we want an overhang on this. And I don't remember what size it was too long ago. So you still have an evaluate tool. Your evaluate tool still has a measure option. So if I measure from the back to the front, that tells me that I have a distance of 8.13 inches. Oh, that was so stupid of a number. And it's that dimension because the back end's sticking out 1/8 of an inch more than it should. Okay, because the front is flushed up here. Okay, so I now know part of where my math is off a little bit. Okay, so I got 1/8 and 1/8. What is the size of this guy? I measured that one next. And I get my little box comes out and says, well, I don't know because you still got your other stuff in here. So you have to clear the selection here in the box before you do your measure. Otherwise, it keeps the old data. Then you can see, oh, that's 10 inches. And if this is 8 1/8, technically it should be an inch overhang if I do the design right? That's kind of the implied math there, 8 and 10, that's 2 difference. With me? Okay, new type of mate coming. Hopefully you guys pay attention and watch that because this gets a little funky wonky. Not really. It just gives you control, which hopefully will help you a little bit. Okay. Part of your thing that you need to do is on your base, create a channel for that to be matched up to. Kind of like the buttons, just a little edge to use as a reference point. Okay. No, your center lines won't show. You have to do it as an extruded piece, but you only extrude it up like 0.064 or something like that. Or actually 0.0013, some really small, just a little small amount, just so it's there, but it's not big enough to make a difference on the drawing. Okay. Okay, so if I want the front overhang to be exactly 1 inch, and I haven't made my little bird perch yet, mainly because that's a purchased item, I'm just gonna cut it down. Okay, so I can make it, but I don't need to. I want this front edge to come forward. Now, before I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and put this one on so I can do it at one time. Well, maybe not. Maybe I better do it twice so you can see it. Okay. So I go back into the assembly tab. I click on the mate. Woo, yay, paperclip man. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select the front face and the front face of the roof line, which is right there. Oh, they're flush. Wait, that's not what I want. Be patient, Padawan. Scroll down the side here. There's a dimension. What? If we click on the number area, activate that thing, those numbers highlight. Well, we can move that distance by just telling it how far to go. I want that 1 inch. Make a difference of 1 inch there. So if I highlight that all out, type 1, that is a 1 inch overhang exactly now. Now, if I flip the dimensions and go the other way, oh, the birds get a sunroof. How nice. They get a little air. Flip it that way, it puts in position. You can set the distance of a gap between a face-to-face mate. All we have done is mated coincident mates with either edges or faces. That is it. Don't put in parallels. Don't do in perpendiculars. Don't do in concentrics. Keep it simple, student. And I can't figure out what to put on the other one because it's supposed to be 2 S's, but I guess that works. It is 2 S's, right? Simple students. Yeah, we won't use the commentary because that would be a cancel moment. I don't be canceled today by your generation. Okay, let's check that out. And now that overhang is in position. I need to know that because I need to use that information to finish the design on this. One, I don't want you guys shooting yourselves with nail guns because this is really small wood. High probability of putting a brad inside of your finger, which hurts a lot, especially if it hits the bone. Oh, because it'll go through the bone, Then you gotta go to the emergency room and you gotta hold still while they take a pair of pliers and rip the thing out. And then if it goes to the nail, you're probably gonna lose the nail too, which is just traumatic, especially if you spent 6 months growing them long, so you put paint on them. They'll just be permanently purple now. So, all right, now the next piece should be relatively easy then. Because this one's set, all I have to just do is make the back to the top edge. Woohoo. Yay, that worked swimmingly well. And then we're going to take and match, we'll do the front faces, that front face to the front face of the other roof, because that's an inch. Well, that went swimmingly well. And then what will be the last mate I need to put on this? What would you do? If I said you can take your mask off to answer, would that help? Y'all feel muzzled still? It's getting close. By the way, did you hear the news this morning? This is really important. It looks like on April 1st, there will be no more age limits, and those that are 16 and older can get their vaccinations without any conditions. That's like 2 weeks, people. That's like really cool. Please get your dang shots. It only hurts for a second. And then the next day it hurts a lot, but that's okay. Okay, so what kind of mate would I do for this last mate on this birdhouse? Simon, what do you think we'll do? Thanks for raising your hand. What's the last mate we'll use? How am I get this fixed? What can I do? This like this side here, this guy right there. Any one of those? Okay, so I got it selected. What am I mating it to? Which one? Right here? 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 Okay. Okay, look at where that's oriented, my friend. Up to the bottom? Okay. It can't do that because that would require it to be perpendicular, and it's an angle, and they're not perpendicular because it's already made it to the sides. You're asking me to do the impossible, man. I'm not a freaking scientist. I can't break rules. Yes, sir.
Since you know that the other roof bottom edge is on the heat of your house, you can do that bottom edge to make the bottom edge of the other part.
Oh, thank you for thinking that through and resolving that problem. Oh, it worked. Oh, solutions. Yay, we love those. Those are amazing. What do you like best? I'll give you some choices here. You want Butterfinger or Milky Way or Twix or Reese's or a Baby Ruth or a Snicker Bite? No, thank you. Okay, nothing for you then. Fine. Can't throw it at you anyway. Here's Simon. You get one for playing. Oops, missed. Here's another one. Oh, missed again. Oh, crap. Butterfingers don't fly straight. Dang, they don't fly well at all. Who's else is ready?
It was a casing shot fired.
Oh, man. No, just fine. Just throw them on.
Oh, it's raining candy.
No, that's kind of fun. This is why I never played baseball. Who else needs them? Who's not getting? Back there. You got a handful too here. Get rid of this stuff. Ready? Got 3D. Whoa! Oh, we should be playing on floors.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got one more of these buggers somewhere. This is important.
Yo, wait, there's more?
Yeah.
More? Okay, there might be more later. I'll have to look. I'll have to look. How's it going, sir? Nada? I didn't get anything back there. Oh, Maynard.
Willy Wonka.
Willy Wonka's alive and well.
Whoa.
Tell Edward Scissorhands how you got. We got go-go juice now. Wake you up a little bit. Anybody else not really privileged? Because we want white privilege to go to everybody. All right, I think that's. There's my lunch. It's all done now. All right, you awake now? Brain working now? Wow, that was 2 pounds of candy. Gotta go to the store again now. That was your test treats. Woo, okay, now.
Thank you.
Now we're ready to figure this crap thing out, okay? So I kind of have an idea how it's going together now. It looks like a birdhouse anyway. It's got blue and red walls, yay, but that's all I painted. I can paint the rest if I want. And feel free to do that when you're waiting on me to do something, because you never know what's gonna happen in here. Now I've got to figure out how to put it together, okay? So let's take a little bit and analyze what's going on here. Now, when you use a parametric program like SolidWorks, and it's parametric because we can change on the fly, one of the things I need to look at is that I do not have physical objects in the same space. So in other words, there's no way in anything that's on this planet that you can have two things in the exact same space at the same time, right? Now, if you get into the metaphysics world, that's a whole different thing. But physically, two things cannot occupy the same space. So I need to analyze my construction. Okay, so here's how we're gonna do that. We're gonna use the evaluate tool. Woohoo, and on the crank toy, super, super important that you do this. Otherwise, you may have holes that are too small for the dowels that you've chosen if you're using dowels, or you may find that when you run the thing, the cams are going into the top, which doesn't work. It's like a break, okay? So make sure you're doing an evaluation. So the evaluation I want to use right now is an interference detection. Now, for most of you, when you get your college courses, especially those that go to like Weber State or SUU, this is how your professor is going to grade your assignment. He's going to say, submit your assembly, and you'll submit this file. Now, if you send me just this file, I cannot open it. You have to submit all the parts that are made up of this file, because this is a cross-reference. What does that mean? If something's a cross-reference.
Is it all the files put together in one file?
Yeah, and except these aren't the real file. They're just like images. So the real file is back where it was a SolidWorks part. The assembly is just an assumed assembly of them. So you have to submit the whole thing, all the files that go with it. Okay, super important. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna click on interference detection. Oh, look, I get a box. How nice. If it's all assembled, it's gonna say, everything's in one place, man. I can do this. And it puts a bounding box. So bounding box is just, everything fits in the box. We're good. But it says not calculated. Oh, no, it's not calculated. Well, calculate it then, you silly thing. Oh, it did it. And it gives you this little, if your volume's turned on, you get this little weird chime thing that actually gets really old after 60 people do it all at once. But well, so now I see that I've got a problem here, but only here, which is problematic in itself, in that these two intersect the same point but that doesn't happen over here. But it should, right? It should. Oh, there's the other one. There it is. So I have two collisions, is what these are called. Two collisions. Now, collisions can be helpful because it can give you a clue on how to make this go together. So we're going to do that. Here goes everything. So I'm going to close out of this, and I know my problem. And I'm going to start by working on the side panels. My interference is exactly 1/8 of an inch, the same thickness as my material. So that 1/8 of an inch is going to be very helpful in getting everything interlocking together. Okay, here goes everything. Okay, this is going to be a little bit different. We're going to create finger locks. Okay, now, if you guys will take your hands, do a little jazz hand thing. Yeah. Well, good. Somebody been in the theater. If you take your fingers and just spread them out, if you put them in, go to the second joint. Can you do movement? You got a little bit of movement here. This is where gear invention started. If I can move my hands like this, that makes me think gear. Shove them all in there. Can you move them much? That's when you grind your gears. That's what you just did there. You just ground them in there. Not much movement. So if we have little bits, we get more movement. In a knuckle, we start to think, okay, how can I use my hands to design a gear? Because you're going to be doing a gear next quarter. Now, if we have those, now change the lacing. Do here is the church and these are the do that little thing, you know. But then lace the fingers together. Okay, this is a finger joint. And in this case, the finger joints have extended tails that stick out. That binds it together. You can hold quite a bit. And if you squeeze your fingers together and pull, you can create that tension. That's what we look for in cabinetry as we're building things. That's a finger joint. So when we went through this whole evolution of being able to create machinery parts, that's great if we can make things move, but more importantly, how do we keep them from breaking apart in the movement? And so we started coming up with things that we use their body. How do I pull someone up off a cliff if they're falling? Well, we want to lock our fingers together. If you just hold this, like they do in the movies, they're dead. They're so dead. Unless you lock fingers, you've lost surface area. If you're just grabbing someone like this to try and pull them up, it's going to take a lot of strength. You lock fingers and pull with fingers, you have more surface area. That's more tension, more ability to save someone's life. So, you know, after we lose half the tribe, we figure out there's got to be a better way. And then we find out, well, if you put a rope, we can get a lot more surface area. That works good. Okay. So using the body is an important part of all machinery. In fact, most of the things we have in machinery is named after bodies. That is body parts. That's probably going to be canceled here as well. We've already sort of canceled one. Okay. So what we have to do is we have to create, and we'll do a slot as well. So in our industry, we have what are called male and female parts, where a bolt is a male part, but the nut is a female part. Makes sense? Okay. All that doesn't mean anything gender about it. It doesn't mean anything derogatory. It's just so we understand how things fit together. Because explaining to someone that you need an internal cross-reference thread that's going counterclockwise to the surface thread that's going clockwise, that's a lot of words. But if I say the bolt and the thread are mated parts, the bolt's the male, the female is the bolt, the nut, and that goes together a little better. Why do we call them nuts? Why would we call the part that connects to a bolt a nut? And it's not what you're thinking. Okay, it's acorns. When you look at an acorn, they have a little cap piece that goes on them. It pops off. It fits on it just exactly right. That's why it's called a nut. Because most nuts, tree nuts especially, come apart pretty easily. They split right down the center and they connect back together. Even if you've taken the nut out, the part you eat, you can put the shells back together if you crack them correctly. Okay. So that's not anatomical. Just want to clear that. Okay. Opening up my side panel, I'm going to work on how it connects to the front. So window, a lot of explanation get through this day. Here it goes. Side, right side. Okay, I want to flip it around to the red side because this is my outside on my birdhouse. You need to know this, folks. So if you have not been playing along, good luck. Oh, that's so mean, man. That's really mean. Yeah, I'm not gonna back up. Here we go. We're gonna do a new sketch. This sketch right on this surface. This is the side that's the front. So I'm gonna start to lay out my finger joints. Do I need a ton of them? No. So I'm gonna start with a line. I'm gonna trace, in this case, I'm just gonna go across the top. And just make it long enough that I can see the line. Because if I stop, it's something hard to see. And I wanna be able to see it. Now, the other thing I don't remember, and I should, if I'd been a good teacher, I would have all my notes right here so I could look at them. I don't remember how tall I made this. So I'm gonna measure, because that's why we got computers. Oh, 8 inches. How brilliant is that? Okay, so I got 8 inches. How many fingers do I want to build? 4. Why 4? You can just say it felt right.
Yeah, it was like half of it.
Yeah, it feels right, doesn't it? Yeah, I mean, most of engineering is it feels right, right? Most of what you do with engineering is it feels like it's going to work. All of you have broken things, and you can understand why it broke, which means that's why you then design things so they don't break. Your life experience, the more diverse it is, the more you can build upon to work things out. So 4, it just feels right. So I'm going to start doing, then do a linear pattern because that's a little easier. So my sketch, just going to do a linear pattern. I'm going to choose the vertical line because I want to go up and down. I'm going to put a space in between them. Let's just do 1 because it divides it into 4 parts, basically, right? And I want to choose my pattern. So I'm going to pick this line right here. It's going up. Oh, man. I got to start over. It's not going right. There is never a reason to start over in SolidWorks. It's all about taking control. Just flip the thing over for crying out loud. Just flip it over. Now there's 1. So and that means we got 2. So there's number 1, there's number 2. There's number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, number 8. Oh, that's maybe one more just for good measure. Ooh, yay. Well, that looks pretty. Stupid, but it's there. So check it off. So each of these are 1 inch apart. Okay, easy peasy. And then another line. I'm gonna take this line. I'm just gonna go from the bottom corner. I'm just gonna go straight up and then over exaggerate it. Make sure it's vertical. Control is the name of the game. So when I play Halo, people hate it when I play Halo because I overthink everything and I always go and have to find a place to hide, and I just kill people. It's much more enjoyable to wait to kill than to shoot, run, and kill, because I'm not a cheetah. I don't want to chase them. Okay, how thick is my material? 1/8 of an inch. So I'm just going to do an offset of exactly 1/8 of an inch, 0.125. I'm going to take this guy and then go in. Oh, that's kind of cool. Now, I have to make a decision here. Okay. Do I want this? Yes.
I got line and I don't want to get too far.
Okay. So you did offsets of 8 or 1 inch going down. You can do it with offsets. You're not here. Where did you get lost at when I opened up the side? Oh, yeah, caramba. Mona mia, canastandano. God. You got to eat that chocolate. Wow. Yeah, you are. Which side are you working on? Well, let's just pick one at a time. Which one do you want to work with? Okay, what's the side called?
Right.
Right. Cool. So we go up here to your window. Oh, it's not open. So guess what you got to do? Open it. And it's called right. So there's right. So we open that up. Okay, which one's the front? Which is the back side? This is the front, so we got to flip this around this way. You think? How do we know? How do we know? I don't know. Don't know. I have no clue. All right, we'll square that up. All right, so now how tall is it? 12. Cool. Okay, well, that's good. So let's do a sketch on that surface. Start a line. We'll go from the top because top down is the way business works. Not really. And you know your 12. How many fingers do you want? Okay, so then do a linear pattern. Woohoo. Pick this little edge. So that's our vertical distance for traveling. We'll then go ahead and use this guy right here. Oh, he's so tiny. Let's go 2 for yours. And we just go boom, 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 boom. Go there. Check that off. Do a vertical line, offset an 8. Huh? What? Can I do? What are you? Okay, where you at? Linear sketch pattern. Okay, first we have to say we're going to do this edge because that's going up and down. So this is the y-axis. Then I have to say what we're going to copy. That's this guy. And then I have to say, okay, how much we're going to put between those. So I just go back up here because this one's active. You can put these little numbers, you can see them. And then you change your distance here. How tall is your part? 7.33. I can't do that math. You thought it was 7? Oh, no.
Yeah.
What should I do about that? Well, you got caught stocks. You should be able to do something. What do you think? Well, let's go 7.33. How many do you want? What's your choice? 5. Okay. There's your spacing. Now we add one more for good measure to get the bottom. See, just let the math happen. Okay, good deal. Oh, I should hit you harder. So, yes. What's up, Buttercup? You're trying to build it still. Okay, so what part do you want to work on? Okay. So the back is. So turn the back to the front. Just say that. Okay. What's all this? Shadows. Yep. So are you working on the side or you working on the front? Okay, so open that up. Is that open? Nope. So you have to open it. If you don't have your flat parts open, open them. That's how you work on them. Yeah, you want the front? Parts all together. Oh, okay. Load. Okay, there it is. Now, if you want to change the size now, since you're here instead of the other one, just go in and edit your sketch. You want the size to make it. You can change that size. Okay? Okay. Yes. So what are you working on? Oh, you gave it little wingdings, huh? Is that what you did? Little wingdings. Just enough for this. Cut them off. Yeah, just grab them right off. That's what the roof's for. Right? So the idea is we're trying to get you to think. So yes, I'm gonna be a little facetious and make you think it through. Because this, you fix the corner, and this comes down to here. And then we just take that to there, so still have the outline. Then we can do trim the closest, which is same lead. Start over. Slip that guy away. Bye. Keeps you playing. Get out of my life. And we just trim this. Okay, so again, we did a corner. Close these off. Like so. And then we got rid of this little piece here. And now I edge the sketch. Thinking about it, because it just changed it. So, oh, look, there's good. Now you can cut this round like this. Is that your intent? Yeah. You have it down there. So you want to, you're gonna make a dowel on it. Well, you can. You have to buy a dowel. So what you would do, oops, wrong thing, is when you edit your sketch, it's back to that corner tool, because ultimately, if you're gonna cut this out, that's great. Okay, then we really don't need this top piece here, right? Because you're gonna purchase this piece, right? So you actually sketch out and say this, right? So you have a place to sit it down. Right? This lays down with you. An inch down? Well, you might want to know, so I can see if we've got one. What's up? No, if you want, it's fine. We're working on the sides. Yeah, we're working on the side. Okay, you guys are making me go backwards. You just watch me and then it's like, come do it for me. That's not no bueno. That's like pop maniac. Well, what is this is not, this is a 6 part. You should be at this point, this should go together pretty quick. Okay? So we're around the quarter's ending. Right? You've had double class time all quarter, so you've had 700 hours of the full semester class. So yeah, a little, okay, where are you at?
Suspicious.
You're not? Okay. It is an inch. That's a freaking broomstick. Yes. But the birds will love it. I think I got this. I might have some. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. Hey, yes. That's what I'm trying to do. Well, there's 2 here. Have you inserted all the parts?
Yeah, I inserted all the parts.
Where are your root parts?
No, this is the front, and this is the back.
Okay. So you haven't put together the birdhouse yet.
I was almost.
Okay, so that'll be a no. Okay, what's your question? We need you to go in here. Okay, you want it to open down, right? So you need, so we're gonna go on this axis. That's a y-axis going up and down. Then we just, okay, what should I copy? Well, I'm gonna copy this. Oh, which way? Go down. How much? The distance that you want. Okay, so then how many? What's up? Hey, man. What's up? Okay, so you've got them all in one file. We have to make each of those their own file, right? So where are they each individual files? I don't know. Okay, but you need to open those files. What is this? Is this the assembled birdhouse? This is the file that I gave you, right? Okay, so did you say this is front, say this is back, this is side? Where are those files? No. This is the file I gave you. We just extruded all this. So if I go open, where is the rest of your files? The stuff we spent all day last time doing. Yeah. Why not? Why weren't you on Zoom then? If you're not here, you're on Zoom. That's how it works. Okay? You have to now go through, because the way you've done this, oh, yeah, it's a lot more work.
It's too hard. Oh, wow.
So you have to do this a lot. You have to file, save as, save it as up front. Now I have to get rid of everything else in here except front. Like 12 times now, yeah. And so now we gotta go into, let's go here to this sketch. And the only one left is whatever the front position. So that goes away. That goes away. That goes away. That goes away. Bye. Bye. Okay. And then we get exit sketch. It's gonna wig out, so we gotta rebuild it. We just screwed it all up. we've got all these things in here that don't exist anymore. So now you gotta go through and delete all these out, is the way you've done it. So you're gonna just start. Let's fix this one. So do just this area here. And then let's go through now. Hopefully you can, it's gonna be a lot more work. Because one, how it's just going to be fast. You have to delete now everything that is not part of what you're doing. So, yeah, then you got to start over again and do it all over again. Okay, this is now the front. So you save that. And then you have to go back and open up the other one you had. And do it again and again, which you call the birdhouse, I think. And then you can just keep using this over and over again, so you can do like, because this is what you're back with. So go back to features, extrude, use that, put in the value. Five. So this is the back, and the file save as. Keep doing that. File, save as, all that. Okay, and open the birdhouse, and the next part, keep going through there. That's how we get to class. Okay? Now, who else wants to be ridiculed, befuddled, bemused, bewildered, bedazzled? Where does it go? It's made into something else already. So where is it supposed to be? So we'll group your mates and find out, I made it parallel, can't move it. Move that out. Which one's the base? Why are you mating to the base? Why are you mating to these other pieces until you base to it? Okay. So let's look at each mate now. You're doing faces here. And that's fine on that one. And then we gotta go to the next one. Not working right. And then we got a vertex. You made a hinge. We haven't done vertex. So clear this out. Clear that one out. You want this face. Being lined up with this face. Okay, so what you got? So you got a little bit of thing to fix on here. So that's that one. Now I gotta go to the next one. I don't know what that's supposed to be in there. What are we doing here? Does this part go here? Well, why did you tough go there then? So delete that one out. Back down to this mate. You want these edges flush. So this edge is flush with this edge. Like that. Right? Make it more complicated. Okay, is this the side? And these are both roofs. Okay, what's this one? Okay, let's put the back on. So this back face and like this face. This bottom, this top, this face, this flush with this face. That goes there. Now I got the side. This is the side one. That's the bottom. See what's going on here? Wow, you really have these in weird spots in there. There's this bottom. You know, this space. And then let's say this space, this space. And we sort of move back and forth. So this space, this space. Slide. Looking more like this wanted. Okay, now get another one. Control key. There's another one. Can you made it from there now? Okay. All right.
Thank you. Offsets for the.
It depends on how tall your wall is and how many pieces you want. It's a choice. I did 1 inch. You can do 2 inches. You can do 1.5. How tall is your piece? That's a good understanding thing. Oh, there's the wrong stuff, didn't you? Probably 6. I bet 6. So you can do 2 inches, we'll give you 3. You do 1, you give you 4. Make a choice. Okay, then what is that? Oh, man, I'm so glad I get lessons because I never done them over again. All right, here we go. Linear pattern. I want to go up and down, so I'm digging. You take this edge over here, since you got the line here. So it's a wide edge. Okay, so what am I then copying? That's where this says. End of piece of pattern. Roll this slice. And what's the distance between them? What's the choice? Good choice. Choice. And then to flip that around, it's going up or down. How many do we want? Well, we get down. If you want to change the size, you can. And then this is just offset the image. That's it. That's it. And then we offset the image. And that's here. That's all I'm trying to get you guys to do. It's in the sketch pattern at the side, and then you got your sketch on the face. And then from there you do your remembers. And I'm bad now. Just for fun. It was nothing. Okay, here we go. Are we ready? No, but then they'll go for it anyway. Okay, here's the idea of what we're doing. Fingers is what we're trying to create here. It's all about the fingers today, folks. Now, in order to do any cuts, I've got to have closed geometry. Nothing's changed. And so I've got all these lines. So I'm going to say, okay, I want to keep an out and an in, an out, in, out, in, out, in. Oh, I'm going to end on an in. Maybe I want to go in, out, in, out, in, out, in. Maybe I want to change things. I don't know. I'll be fine. It's okay to end on an in. It's okay. It's okay. You just have to make a choice. You're making choices. That's all you're doing today. Here we go. Ready? Okay. Ready? Features. And into extrude cut. Oh. And we're not going to do thin feature. That's silly. We're going to choose contours. And I want this space, and this space, and this space. Whoops, that's a contour. Don't want that one. I want this space. Take out that thin feature that kicks in there. And I want this one right there. Oop, thin featured again. Got to get that contour out. Kind of tricky. Hard to not get too shaky when you're getting excited that something's about to happen. And I want to make sure it's going through all. Okay? 0.1 is not through all. It's 0.125. So 0.1 is not going to do it. But if I do through all, I'm guaranteed it will. And I check it off. Oh, it's got fingers, folks. I've got fingers. I've got fingers on my panel. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Now, this is one side. We have to do this 13 more times.
Can we use these wood glue or something?
Yeah, how are you holding it together? You sitting there for 2 hours while the glue sets up? Okay. Here's the deal, folks. Wood glue works based on the amount of surface area presented to it. The more surface area you have, the better the glue situation is. By creating the finger joints, not only will the box hold itself together while it's gluing and you don't have to worry about it, but it also increases the surface area that the glue is in contact with. Oh, yes. No, what would make you do it the right way? Yeah, do it the right way. Check it out. Now, if my material was a 1/2 inch thick, then each groove would be a 1/2 inch thick. Okay, so we're doing a little bit of woodworking, a little bit of engineering, a little bit of reality check. Okay, so I'm going to save this one. I'm not done with this panel by any means. I've got 3 more sides to do on this side alone. But what I'm doing here, yes, sir.
What if we want, instead of cutting into it, what if we want to stick it out?
How do you do it with wood? Like you want them to come out further this way?
Yeah, not instead of cutting it, just add on material to this.
Then do an offset and change your extrude. Just change your extrude on it. Yep. Okay, let me go back in and show what happened to my assembly now. Oh no, my tops and bottoms are all backwards and forwards. Oh man, that's cray cray. Yes, sir.
I'm having an issue when I'm cutting.
I am too. Look at my issue. It's so bad.
No, I'm not having.
My side's my bottom's my side. I've got this thing turned around inside out. Oh my gosh, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? I'm going to keep going. I'm going to solve problems as we go. It's not a big deal. All right, what's up? Okay, what about them? Oh, you didn't take them all out because you said it says we're thin? Ah. So what we got to do then is essentially just take the thin feature off. And you're going to have to go through and probably clear this all out. Clear this all out here. And then we'll go back in, make sure you get those. And it's extended because it's a thin cut. So we're going to do this. Once you set it in play, you're going to have to delete that out. Then you have to do another one. So, oops. Extrude cut. Back in your sketch. And you're going to take that thin feature off there on your contours. This one. This one. This one. And you want this to be through all because 0.1 is not through enough. All right. Okay. All right. So we got here. Okay. We're going to do this first be square at the world. Always be square at the world. Okay, is this an in or an out? Okay, so this is an in. It's a big inside space. Then I want to make sure you take this thin feature off. Watch for that to be gone, because that will cause you bleed. And then I want this one. It's also. So we look and see what the previews are looking. It says through all. So we check that off. And you have 2 lines on there. Oh, it's on back side. Put this around. It just confuses the direction. Okay, I know we're doing that. We can do this again. So back on this side, I just have to again know which way we're going. So you're going away, and you're going away. And we're gonna come into here. Do all. I'm gonna get 12 volts. I'm not sure we got 2 arrows. We still know another command. Let's see what this is. Where's the 2 speeds on this?
Oh, this is.
There's still another sketch. That's what's happening. We'll get rid of this one. Get rid of this. Now to more features, Extrude Cut, choose the sketch. That part off again. Contours, get that. Missing it. Oh, we got two directions set. Okay. Yeah, okay. I think there we go. Well, click happy on two things. We got them. So there's your options. Okay. Okay. So while you're waiting on all this people to get caught up, we're going to send it to you. Because it made it. So you have to go in and look at your mates. You deleted all the mates. End up in moves. There's assembly and assembly.
That's good. So I would actually do some just stuff when I could go in and just like remake. I just remade all the little cannons. All the little
Yeah, you've got mates inside mates. I'm not sure how you would. So open these up. Options. What's up, buddy? gonna take a while. It might be faster just to rebuild the assembly. Because I'm not sure. You deleted the mates, but not deleted the mates inside here. Is this- Yeah, what's the question, sir?
Well, just, one over defining, how does it like over defining mates?
You've got too many mates. 3. Here's all you get, man. So I should be able to go here. Something isolates. It should say, and that's the part.
That's what I thought, because I looked that up and said,
Yeah, and so somehow you make these all, you got to, you should not see all this with each of these. So I would say right now, go ahead and just rebuild this one. Because you got them locked in there. You deleted them. You deleted the mates, were mated to the mates. And so that connection's missing.
okay. So I should just restart.
Otherwise, gotta go to the code. We'll do it line by line. Okay. All right. So you already done this once. You have that. Because you're having select. Okay. So this is how we write down a few feature once. You're trying to add to it, right? Okay. So when you go in, you do extrude. You're gonna do contours, and it's stuck on this. So you have a line here. You need another line. It's got to be closed geometry on the lines. So you need a line on this edge. Okay. Okay. Again, when you're working with solids, you have to have closed geometry always. That's your boundaries. And now you do features when you extrude. Now you can see we've got a little more control, but not a lot. Which one's going out? 5%. Now you can turn the spin feature off. Okay, now we're in the right direction. Yep. All right. Yes. Yes. That's when I did the linear pattern, it's basic what size figures I want to be. All right, we're gonna rewind, start all over. Because I'm just going back and I'm doing everything 32 times. That's not how this works. You gotta have some, at least some memory. All right. Finger joints, locked together, surface area increase, stronger box, holds away the verb. Okay, that's the plan. So if you got a finger joint like this is what we're doing, it's like a little dovetail system. We're not doing a dovetail because 1, the math is insane, and 2, it doesn't work with a laser. It works when you have router bits and you're doing table saws and much thicker wood. You would never do a router. So dovetail is where you have the box and it comes down a little bit, and then there's a little wedge piece that looks like that, where this other side comes into it. And then on this side, it comes up like this, and so this opens up. Those are dovetails, a little like a fan down there, really strong joint. Can't do that on laser, okay? Have to use a CNC machine or a table saw. What we're doing is we have our box. We have the other side coming into it, and we want this side to come in over here. So it's don't draw fast. So one side's gonna go here, here, here. So they lock together. Okay, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to do this lock together piece. So when you have your front panel, part of the window and the little hole here. What we're trying to do is build this so it fits together right. Mine does not fit together right. I'm only on step 1 of 18 steps to get this to go together right. It doesn't happen really quick. You've got to think through the process. How are these fit together? My material is 1/8 of an inch thick. If it's 1/8 of an inch thick, that means my finger joints are 1/8 of an inch deep into the side. So it's going to come in 1/8 of an inch. It's going to come in 1/8 of an inch. It's going to come in 1/8 of an inch. The number that you have of these is your choice. The size is your choice. So this value is up to you. And the number of them is up to you as well. So however you want. So in this case, this will be called out 3 of them at X value. Whatever that value is. You're making that decision. So if I said make a jigsaw puzzle, you would all probably just sit there and go, hmm? Because it's the same thing. This is a really simple jigsaw puzzle. And if you do each edge that matches the side it goes to, then when you guys have to put this together, you're not going to go, I don't know how to do this. Well, it only fits one way, people. That's the kind of point. Now you can make it more elaborate way, in lots of ways, but we have to plan this out, okay? We have to plan it out really carefully. So we're going to do a little anti-solids. Anti-solids. Yeah. So it'll take me just a minute to retool here. Try and help you understand what you're creating. Because I'm not sure exactly how to.
I just sent you a couple pictures when you get a sec. I would love if you could look at them.
Email or Canvas?
In the chat. And I have a couple questions that go along with them.
Okay.
But I'm totally fine to wait until you get this
I
figured
just
out.
gotta download them because they'll go away in a minute.
Okay.
Okay. We'll do multiple things. We're good at that. We can. Maybe. Okay, let's take a look at these pictures real quick here. Birdhouse 2 and 1, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, fun. All right, let me get rid of the chat here for a minute. Okay. All right, so what you're seeing happening here is because you're dealing with 3-dimensional trig, and this is where you've got a compadre here as well. Your base along the bottom is not the correct size. And so what you're going to be doing with your model is once you get this bottom row figured out, you need to adjust. Is it supposed to have an overhang on it? Is that the plan?
No.
No overhang. So it's supposed to be flush with the top edge here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So once the bottoms fit, go and do a measure and get the true length of what that's supposed to be. And then
Okay.
adjust your top panel. And just adjust the width of the base. Don't do the height. That'll be a separate solution that you have to reach. So one at a time. So let me see. The other one, does that picture show the front of it? Yeah.
I think it's just a better view of the top.
Yeah. Okay. So pull this apart here. So the reality of it is this length here, is this front piece not angled like the others?
No, I fixed the angle of the others because otherwise it was lying flat.
Correct. Okay. So this front panel here with the dowel hole, that needs to be changed as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So when you, on these, those of you who are doing these more elaborate ones, your finger joints need to extend through. So make them bigger than what you think you need to be, because you can't come flush, you need to go through more. Does that make sense?
So I should still be doing finger joints?
Yeah, you can still do finger joints in this, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
It works.
I thought I was just gonna have to like cut it all to a 45-degree angle and,
Well, the problem is the laser doesn't cut 45, so you'd have to make sure you sanded each of these exactly 45 degrees.
oh,
Type of saw you can use to cut things at a certain.
Not here.
What if I have one at home?
If you got a miter saw that'll cut a 45-degree angle on an 1/8-inch piece of wood and not destroy it,
I don't know if it'll destroy it or not,
Okay.
but my dad has one that.
if you can do it at home, if you can do it on your own, that's fine.
Okay.
Absolutely. But yeah, I don't have a miter saw here,
All right.
so we just have the laser. So if you overlap your finger joints, it gives you that allowance to adjust each side a little bit, so it fits in there.
okay.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm having problems with, like, it says basically I want to mate stuff together, but I think I have too many mates, so it doesn't want to. But like it should fit. It would, like, if it would mate, like it would work, but it like says it's over defined.
Okay. So you then have to go and find out. If you've got more than 3 mates, you then have to go through and look at each mate, take one out, and see if that's what does it. You have to go through one by one. There's no quick fix for that.
You can only have 3 mates per object.
You can have a more, but you have to look at how you're mating it. The mates you're using, if you've got it stuck a perpendicular in there or parallel, that negates everything else. That's an overriding mate. So if you're doing faces, you have more of a chance of success. But if you've got parallels or 45s or perpendiculars, it's going to cause you some grief. Okay. Yeah, it's a lot about going through. This is really about you guys getting into the mode of engineering your own solutions. That's why they're all different. I mean, we're just going to take just a minute and we're going to take a break and get you back to think. I just shut down the wrong thing. Dang it. Okay. All right. Here is what I want you to go to Google, please. I know you all love that. Some of you are playing games, so go ahead and do that. You're going to go to this website. You're going to go to boxdesigner.connectionslab.org. This is the first one I look at. There's a look at a few of these as we go through it, but I'm going to start with this one. Okay. Now, the first thing we're going to look at here, because we've got to get you guys, I think the big thing is, and just as my observation, so if I'm wrong, I apologize. Most of you aren't thinking 3D, which kind of proves a couple points I made in a few conferences I presented at. Generation, let's see, Y, which you guys are Generation Z, right? You guys know your generations. Generation Y was said to be the digital natives, meaning computers come naturally to them. They live and breathe it. That's all their life is. That was a bunch of fahooey. One, they know how to play video games and use apps. They do not know how to use technology. And you kind of inherited that, okay? So just because your games are all 3D doesn't mean you understand 3D, okay? And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, the thing is you guys were mostly city kids, right? How many of you built a treehouse? Okay, plus, there's a plus. How many have built a go-kart? Another big plus. How many have built a fort? Better plus, good deal. So how many built a fort out of cushions and sheets? Even better. Okay, now in that process of building a cushioned fort, what did you do to make sure everything stayed up? When you take your mom's living room or family room apart, and you take the cushions and you make a fort and you cover it with sheets and blankets, what kept the thing from falling down?
Slamming a candle on top of it.
Weighted it down, right? You solved the solution to making your 3D space. That's all we're doing here. That's all we're doing. And we're just taking that experience you haven't had, and I would venture to say for 10 years, since you've done that. I make forts all the time. Mine are just in the computer now. And it's really kind of fun because that stuff you learn from playing with Legos, building forts, building straw houses that burnt to the ground because you left the candle on. Those are all priceless experiences. Getting out in the dirt, making a go-kart out of your lawnmower, making a making a soapbox derby out of your trike. Those are all things that help you start going this engineering mode. Okay, so everybody, this boxdesigner.connectionslab.org, y'all here? Where they work in inches, it does let you work in metrics as well, but we're gonna keep in inches. So if it takes us 3 more weeks to finish this birdhouse, we're going to finish this freaking birdhouse, okay? Because the pain you guys are going through makes me so happy. Because here's what's happening. Your brain is, every time you make a mistake, it sends an electrical impulse to your brain. A 9-volt electrical charge goes through the fatty tissue of your brain, and it drills a hole in it. And if we can repeat that drilling multiple times, then it creates a synapse connection. When that synapse connection starts to create a nerve fiber, and that nerve fiber then gets cased in new fats that insulate it from this electrical charge you keep sending through it. And all of a sudden, you've created knowledge. And knowledge is painful. You are shooting electrical current through the fat of your brain to make it stick. It's supposed to hurt. All things that are good hurt. When your boyfriend or girlfriend break up with you, good things come from that, because it probably wasn't good. You know, when you wreck your car the first time, you learn how to drive better. When your dog gets run over, you learn how to get over grief. You know, they're all good things. When there's a shooting in your neighborhood and 2 people get shot dead, you learn how to ignore the shots and stay inside. It's all good.
Yesterday?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was trippy.
It's like 5
Yeah.
houses away from mine.
Oh, dude, we live really close together.
Really?
Uh-huh.
By the church?
Yeah,
Whoa.
that's my ward. Oh!
Mind blown.
Which, are you in a stake?
What?
Which, are you in a stake?
No, we're going to like, I'm in a ward.
Your ward? Which ward?
I think it's the Valley View ward.
Dude, we're ward neighbors.
What?
Okay, welcome to Kearns. It's this very small little 2 town. Yeah. Good old K-town, gotta love it. All right, let's give this dimensions. We're gonna keep this simple, okay? It's a box, okay? A box has width, depth, and height, okay? So here's our width, here's our length, here's our height. What values do you want to use? Of our birdhouse? So let's see, I don't remember what they were. 8, 8, 6, or something like that. I don't remember what I did. That's not what I did. I think one was 4. Something like that. I don't remember. It's been too long. I don't care anymore. Put in some numbers. Whatever numbers, but keep them whole numbers right now, meaning full inches. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Now let's put in the thickness of our material. We're using 1/8 inch. So put in 0.125. Okay. Now there's some advanced options here. Let's hit design it. And things start to happen. Oh my gosh, things are happening. Whoa, it created a PDF. Now, unfortunately, you guys don't have a PDF reader on yours, do you? Yeah, let me open this up. This is where it gets kind of sad. You actually do if you log into your Adobe Connect file, but this is what it created. What? It did finger joints to make a box? What? Now, this file right here, I can take right into laser and cut it out and make that exact box. That's what this is for, is I can design that box. This is what we're trying to create. So let's take a look at this, where this is an out, this is an in. Out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in. It's like a zipper. Oh, we're connecting engineering concepts. Engineering zippers is just like making boxes, because your pants are really a box for your legs. Whoa. And boxers are called boxers because they're boxes. Whoa. They're not called boxes because they're boxers. Boxers because that's what boxes wear. So it's one of those things. Okay, so this is what you're trying to create, is this pattern of how these connect together. So you can see how that works. Okay. Now, this is one version. These are, there's another one. There's Make a Box. .io. Anybody know what an IO is? I don't know. So here it lets you go in and you can actually choose your padding and all your options to it, your tabs, how big you want the tabs to be on it. There are lots of these programs. That's great that they're out there because they're apps, wonderful, cool, but you need to be able to control. What if you want to make a heart? Can I make a heart out of wood?
Yeah.
What about the round parts?
Well, some wood you can bend some wood.
You can bend some woods.
Or you can make it like a hexagon-ish part for the top.
Okay,
No, it's doable.
it's very doable. It's very doable. What's that? Let's see, we get that. So I can get you some picture here. Let's see if this will help you see the world a little differently, maybe. Hopefully. Oh, please don't. There you go. Heart boxes. That's a heart box. Notice finger joints. Oh, what's going on here? That didn't help me. What's going on right here? What are they doing?
They cut out little bits of it to make it curve better.
Yeah, these are relief cuts. So that lets the wood bend without cracking. And these little relief cuts go all around where the arcs are, so it can bend. We can do that with a laser. But again, still finger joining it and engraving on top. Pretty cool little gifter box, okay? And yes, you can download this pattern and you don't have to do a darn thing. But the guys that are making these are making the money and you're just getting to use it. Well, that's yay. Yay, yay, I get to use what someone else did. I'm so excited about my life. I'm so invested in what I can do. Being able to create your own things is kind of cool. Can you do this acrylic? Yes, you can bend acrylic. You do the same pattern on acrylic you do with wood, you can bend it. You can do it with metal. You can do it with certain stones. We have rock that's soft enough you can bend rock. That's trippy. That's really trippy. Especially with something like marble. Marble it acts like glass. You can treat marble like glass. It looks really good. Okay, so that can give you hopefully more of an idea of what we're trying to do here. Is we're just trying to put a box together. That's all birdhouse is. It's a box. What is your car? It's a box. What's your house? A really big box. Okay, so we're just putting these together so that we can have it work. Okay, again, you're welcome to use these sites that we looked at here if they give you a little bit of help. There are lots of these kind of patterns when you get into them. These are all done on laser engravers. Once you get the laser engraving bug, I would expect you guys in here on Fridays to just make whatever you want, because that's the point of teaching you how to do it. We're going slow. I'm on my little like, let's get this done. I'm stuck under this dang end of quarter stuff. It's not a big deal. We'll take as long as you guys need. Okay, question. No, not now. Oh, you get stretch. Can I have you stretch? I'd love to have you stretch.
That's kind of concerning.
Oh, it's so great. Can I help you stretch, Mark? Oh, okay, darn it. It's my favorite thing. No, not really.
I'll judge you today.
No, yeah, you wouldn't. Shouldn't. Simon.
If we were to sit and do Summit right now, how would we?
So if you look, I changed the due date, so it shouldn't be shown on your grades.
Yeah, I can see it on paper right now.
You can see it, but the due date's not for another week. The problem is it's stuck in the grade cycle. So don't worry about it. It will not be there. I'll clear it up somehow. Okay. Okay, let's go back. We've got 45 minutes to create a miracle. That's okay. Miracles happen really quick. You guys are created as miracles, and it didn't take anywhere near 45 minutes. That's a good one, huh? All right, so when I put my finger joints on the side that I did, it's actually the bottom, the way I've oriented this. Can I rearrange this? Yeah, I probably could. Will that change my configuration? Yeah, a lot, okay? So when you look at your, and the color kind of helps a little bit, keeps track of where things are at. I can color inside here as well, because, you know, I might say, well, maybe I better keep track of my crap a little better and throw some color on there. Yay, we'll just make this the very model of a modern major general thing. So you can throw color anywhere. It's cross-reference, it goes back and forth. It's like being ambidextrous in computer work. Any of you guys ambidextrous? Sweet. So you can brush your teeth with both hands? That's important, because you might lose one day. Just beware. Okay, now I gotta get my mojo back up because I'm feeling kind of deflated. All right, so I see that I'm working on the bottom, and I started with an out, in pattern. So I'm gonna look at that, and I've got to make a change then to my bottom. Now, I need to know which side I'm working on, right? Because that's the whole point of this puzzle, is you gotta know where you're at. So how would I know which part of the bottom to work on? What can I do to make it so I know which part of the bottom to work on? Color. So if I color this edge, I'm hoping it goes back. I'm not sure about this new version. So I'll put a little face color on there. And we'll put something obnoxious like purple. Like that, little Donny Osmond tribute. Woohoo! And I'm gonna do a quick, I'm gonna do a save here just to kind of ensure my hope. Whoa, something's going weird. Save all. Too many screens. Okay, now I'm gonna go back to my window. I'm gonna go to my bottom. And I'm gonna hope there's purple. Oh, there's purple. Look at that. That's so sweet. Thank you. So I've got to do a little bit of look at both and make it happen. I need to keep track of where I'm at as I fix these. Okay. Now my memory is already gone. Well, just like a goldfish, 3 seconds it's changed. Okay. Actually, goldfish have a little bit longer memory. It's about 30 seconds. But that's okay. Now, if I want to see two things at once, I can go into my view orientation. I can come down here to the bottom 4 tabs and I can split my screen. Then I can go in one screen, change my window to my assembly. Oh, you silly thing. Why did I do that? Okay. That's not what I wanted to do. Wrong, teacher. I want to do this. Boom. What? Or I can say, okay, I want this window. I want this one to go. That one's going bye-bye, 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 bye-bye. And I can move these windows around so I can see where I'm at, make them a little bigger. So I can look in, I can see here. Yep, there's my start. Go here. Pull this one over, make it a little larger. You can use the windows that you have. Let's switch this guy back to its single mode. And there is my purple side here. So if this is an out, then I need to start with an in here. Okay, does that make sense? So I'm gonna just do a sketch. And let me make this window fit the window so you can see what's going on here. So I'm gonna do a sketch. So sketch. I'm gonna sketch on this top plane right here. And then orient it to that view. Now I've got to keep track of where that purple line is. And so I got to find where I'm at. So it's over on this side. So I want to, and this is the side I'm drawing on because of my orientation method. Okay, so if I'm square with my purple's on this side, I just look to see where it's at. This is the bottom edge here. Thinking 3-dimensionally, super important. Okay, these are each 1 inch. So I'm going to start with a line. Going from the bottom edge, carrying it over across. Doing my linear pattern again. This is my vertical side. I'm going to make it 1 inch in length. The pattern I'm going to copy is this line. Going down, got to go up. I went down last time, this time I'm going up. And we got to pop a bunch of those in there. Bump, 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 bump. There they are. Checking that off. So whatever I do with one, I want to stay consistent. Then I need 2 lines. So I'm gonna start with 1 here on the edge. Take that up. What's my thickness of material? That's an offset of 1/8 of an inch. Take that, move it over. And now this one is going to be cut. So I'm gonna go to my features, extrude cut. This is where I'm working. I was right here. So there's my thin feature, kicks on automatically. We just have open-ended lines. If these endpoint lines were not here, it would not go into thin feature. So I have to turn that off, choosing my contours. So this is a cut, and then I just go every other one. Cut, and skip that one, do a cut there, skip that one, cut there. That one's gonna be solid. Well, that's good. And I wanna go through all. Make sure thin feature does not kick on. Just keep an eye on your settings. Check that off. Now, I'm going to look here in this side. Here's my 3D view. Make it a little bit bigger. And it says, hey, you want to update that? Yeah, I do. And now when you pull it back out, so I think we've got all messed up in there. There are my cuts. Purple line is only on one face because the rest of the faces are gone. And oh, wow, that's changing everything. I might need to come back in here and re-hit my assembled mates because the mates here are not in congruency. Things have changed, okay? You see how they've changed here? Everything's off by 1/8 of an inch. So I'm gonna go full on assembly here. Okay, so I'm in my assembly. I wanna fix one thing. So this side is my right side format. My mates are all opened up. And I'm finding out that these mates are not going to work for me now. I'm making changes. I need to simplify my drawing. But I don't want it to fall apart because I need to see it referenced. Okay, so what I do know is my bottom is stationary. And I'm going to expand. If I stretch this over, I can see what it's made it to. So there's a bottom to the front. I'm gonna leave that one alone. Bottom to the front there, bottom to the front, that's all good. That's the side I'm not working on. So I can go through those 3. That's the side I'm working on right here. Now it says this is number 2. So it's highlighted. I can see where the mate is. I'm gonna take and delete that one. There's another 2 there, that's at the base. I'm gonna take that one out, because I don't want to undo the whole thing. And I got to find where I'm at again. Back, side, side. So I just throw through. There's the other one right there. So I just want to find where, that's with the back. I want to worry about the bottom. So look at the bottom. That one right there is the back. Looking for side 2. Just kind of go through looking at them. Now that means I should be able to pull this out, and I can. It is still connected to that back, and I'm fine with that right now. Okay, this thing kind of bring it along for the ride. Now I'm going to remate it together. So solving my problem, do not try and solve all sides at once. Don't. That's too much. Your brain doesn't do that, especially if you're a boy. Okay, boys' brains are genetically geared to deal with one problem at a time. Are we going to run from the tiger or kill the tiger or die by the tiger? Kill. Okay. Then I hope you're not alone. Okay. So we have this little, that's it. We can only deal with one problem. We got a tiger. What am I going to do with it? Women are designed differently. So if you have a female gene, and there's only 2 ways that happens, you're either a Y or an X. There's not a Z, 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 Z. That doesn't exist. Okay, that's in zebras. No, it's not. Zebras don't have a Z gene. Don't say that. So if you're a female, you are designed with multiple issues. How do I fix dinner? Where's the kids? Where's the food? Where's the husband? Where's the clothes? They can, when they go under an electrocardiogram and they light up the brain, it's like aurora borealis. Lots of light. Like man's brain, meep, meep, just little dimmers. And that's just the way it is, okay? Now, to make this back together, I'm only going to worry about the teeth down here are my finger joints, each finger. So I'm gonna go back into mate. So assembly and mate. I'm trying to do this slow if you guys are trying to catch up and get things put together. I want the face here of this to match this outer finger on the base. Boom, yay, I'm happy with that. That looks really good. Oh, it's not quite there. So slide this up. Now I want the inside of this tooth here, this finger, to match this one. Oh, not parallel. No, no, no. We can't do parallels. That'd be bad. Did I do a parallel? I just think I had a parallel. Nope, no parallels. Okay, so now I'm going to do another mate. And I want this face to be coincident to this face on the tooth. And it keeps on making those parallel, which has got me a little bit concerned because it's not obvious. So I'm going to skip that for just a minute. And then slide. I'll go, oh, this is why. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Da-da-da. I've got another mate that's fighting me. Yay, teammates. So side 2, this one right there is fighting me. So I'm going to take that one out. So if it doesn't, look at what your problem is. I was held up. Now, can I move this up and down? Yes. Can I move it back and forth? No, it should be able to slide. I can't slide. So there's another mate there. I can only go up and down. That means it's still constrained, right? It's tied up. That goat is getting away. It's got 2 legs tied. I got to get it. Okay. So here's the, oh, it's still tucked to the front. Well, I'm going to take that one out too. Bye. Thanks for playing. This has been fun. Now, oh, look, it slides. I can slide, and I'm not locked to being parallel anymore. Okay, as soon as I get that free movement on all 3 axes again, I can now start to go in and put things back together. So I'm going to do, again, the one that I started with, then the mate. Did that come back up? Not the bottom, not yet, soon. I want this inside to this inside. Oh, it moved. Yay. If it's not doing what you want to do, find out why. It's just solve the problem. Solve your problem. Check that off. And now what's the next piece? My third and final. What would match up next? What would you match up?
The bottoms.
The bottoms, yeah. The bottom of this tooth to the bottom of the whole thing. Boom. It fits, it fits, it fits. Oh, look at that. That's just like sexy. Okay, nice little fit. Now, on the laser, these little tabs that you see will be black because it'll be charred. It looks cool. It looks like it's stitched. Okay, but it fits. Now, the reality is these are perfect fits. The laser is going to remove material. It's going to disintegrate it. So there'll be a little bit of a gap there. That's what the glue's for. Fills in the gap because that's the wood swell. Okay. Now, I'm hesitant to do this, but I'm going to have to. So Macy and Frank, I'm going to probably spend the next 30 minutes in the bull pit here. Do you guys have any questions before I leave? Hang on, Simon, it's not your turn.
I don't think so.
Okay, do you understand kind of what we're doing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now I'll try and put together a demo for those octagonal connections, especially where you're flying them out. Almost
Okay.
there. Okay, so I'll try and put one of those together, hopefully tonight or tomorrow, and get that. Just kind of work it through, just do one side at a time and kind of work it through piece by piece. It'll get there. It just will. It'll get there.
Okay.
Frank, do you have anything? I think Frank went to the kitchen to get a bonbon. I'm not seeing any chats. Okay, so Frank is MIA. So Macy, if you want to log off, that's fine. I'm going to stop the recording here now because I probably won't get back until class gets out. But I'll leave it open. If you do have questions, just yell really, really loud, and I will.